Every year, we see more and more companies sign themselves up to get boycotted. I don't understand why. Last year, we saw Target get boycotted and lose millions of dollars in market cap. This year, we're seeing Walmart doing the same exact thing by introducing Pride Collection clothing. Also in the news, we have Robert De Niro losing a award that he could have got just because of the fact that he wanted to rant outside of a courthouse in which Trump was being prosecuted inside of. This is exactly what we should do to the left if they go against us, because this is exactly what the left does against us if we say things that they do not like. It's only fair to do the opposite way. With that being said, we're going to be digging straight into it.
Facts over tracks, isn't that spitting slow, spitting fast? I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
Digging right into the Walmart situation, Walmart announces Pride Always collection as Target scales back LGBTQRSTVWXYZ merchandise. So what I'll do is I'll just switch right back to Target. So I used to support Target, and I'm like, no, you know what? I'm not going to shop at Target anymore. I haven't shopped there for a year. I still have my Target card. Actually, they told me if I don't use my Target card soon, they will be shutting it down. And I said, whatever, shut it down. And then I've been just shopping at Walmart. Now I'm going to switch back over to Target because of the fact that Target's scaling back. Target's doing exactly what I wanted them to do, and now Walmart's not doing that. So it's just disgusting. There's really no other places to go to. Target and Walmart to really, BJ's, I go to BJ's anyway. So I'll just try to find more things at BJ's now because BJ's doesn't celebrate anything. They have Memorial Day celebrations, Christmas Day celebrations, Mother's Day, they have Father's Day, but they don't have Pride stuff, so that's good. I never saw Pride stuff the last 3 years I've been at BJ's. BJ's is like Costco, but it's just in the northeastern part of Massachusetts. The northeastern part of America. So, with that being said, Walmart could be the next target of criticism from conservatives as the shopping giant, I should say, has unveiled a new collection of LGBT merchandise by partnering with a gay lesbian-owned company. So, all the items, which range from clothing to hats to school supplies and pool floats, are part of a retailer's Pride Always collection. We couldn't be prouder of this year's LGBTQIA+ founders and designers. A social media post from Walmart reads, "Today, tomorrow, and always." Some of these items available for purchase can only be bought online, while other items are being made available both online and in stores. The unveiling of Walmart collection follows rival Target's announcement that it plans to scale back its LGBT products this year to mostly online sales. The retailer told the Washington Examiner that the collection has been curated based on guest insights and customer research. In 2023, Target's Pride collection generated controversy, largely because it was marketed towards children. As a result, the company either moved its display of LGBT merchandise to the back of its store or removed them entirely, which is exactly what Target should have done because of the fact that you should be disgusted by your actions because you're selling tucking underwear for 7 and 8-year-olds. Disgusting. Anheuser-Busch is another brand that has received pushback for embracing an LGBT marketing, as a social media post featuring transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney resulted in major controversy for Bud Light. The iconic beer brand still has not fully recovered a year after the post was made online, as many called for a boycott of the drink, which, first of all, Bud Light does not even taste good, first of all. So it's like, you can just grab another beer. You're grabbing a beer at the liquor store, just grab another beer. I saw a person at BJ's grabbing a whole entire 40 case of Bud Light. I just looked at him like, ew, why do you even want to drink that? Yes, it's cheap stuff, but the thing is, you can pay $5 more and get something more that tastes better. It just tastes like pee that's been in a barrel, just sitting out in the sun and marinating in itself. It's disgusting now. You can get something better. With that being said, we do have the Robert De Niro story. So, Robert De Niro will no longer be receiving an award at the National Institution of Broadcasters, the NAB, an annual event following his rant outside of the courthouse against former President Donald Trump just before a New York jury found him guilty. The NAB had planned to celebrate the 80-year-old actor on Tuesday with Service to America Award at a celebration in Washington, D.C., but instead has pulled the recognition because the group said it was proudly bipartisan, The Hill reported. Okay, that explanation doesn't really make any sense. Let's see if they said anything else. While we strongly support the right of every American to exercise free speech and participate in civic engagement, it is clear that Mr. De Niro recent high-profile activities will create a distraction from the work that we are hoping to recognize. A spokesperson for the NAB wrote in a statement, "To maintain the focus on the service and award, members followers. De Niro will no longer be attending the event. Okay, so that's good then. So at least they're saying in looking at it in a bipartisan approach, but I would have just been advert. I would have just said, listen, you are on the wrong side of history. There's a unprecedented prosecution of a former president, and the only reason why he's being prosecuted is because of the fact that his name is Donald J. Trump. So that's what I would have said, but again, I don't know if they want to be that overtly politicized during this. I think this is the best approach for them because it makes them look like they're more in the middle of things and not really choosing a side here. They just want the celebration to go as normal, and they don't want any controversy to come from it. They don't want any they don't want the spotlight to be just on Robert De Niro. They want the spotlight to be on everybody winning the award, which is a good thing at the end of the day. So with that being said, we do have another Daily Wire article. We have Fauci versus Fauci. Watch Fauci change his tone on vaccines from 2021 to 2024. So former White House medical advisor Dr. Fauci changed his view of COVID vaccines from 2021 to 2024, I should say. Clips show Fauci, the former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, the NIAID, was influential in the United States response to COVID-19 in the Trump administration and under President Joe Biden. Fauci testified that his role in the United States response to the pandemic in front of the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic on Monday. Daily Wire host Michael Knowles documented how Fauci's views on COVID vaccine changed from 2021 to 2024 in a pair of videos posted to X. Knowles documented Fauci's public remarks in 2021 compared to the former NIAID's head Monday testimony. In the first clip, Fauci testifies to the subcommittee that I do not believe any vaccine is 100% effective. In 2021, Fauci said, although you don't like to see breakouts, the fact is that one of the most encouraging aspects about the efficacy of the vaccine, it will either protect you completely against the infection. If you do not get infected, the chances are you're going to be without symptoms, and the chances are very likely that you're not going to be able to transmit it to other people. Yeah, so that's what people still believe for some reason. This is him in 2024 in his own words.
COVID vaccine 100% effective?
I don't believe any vaccine is 100% effective. So although you don't like to see breakthroughs, the fact is, this is one of the encouraging aspects about the efficacy of the vaccine. It'll either protect you completely against infection. If you do get infected, the chances are that you're going to be without symptoms, and the chances are very likely that you'll not be able to transmit it to other people.
I guess he's forgetting that everything that he said during COVID is on video, and we can just refer back to that. So I don't understand why he wants to just sit here and lie in Congress, because that's not helping his case whatsoever, because of the fact that he's already being prosecuted for lying under Congress, under oath. So this is not helping his case whatsoever. So with that being said, we do have a MSNBC article. We have the fatal error in Biden's reported strategy on the Trump conviction. So even MSNBC is admitting that the way that Joe Biden handled things after the Trump conviction is not the right way to do it. So since a Manhattan jury convicted a the following day, Biden spoke briefly from the White House and declared that the American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed, even as a growing number of Democrats urged Biden to make Trump's convictions central to the campaign. Most of the party leaders have struck to the president's line of solemn statements about the rule of law. Okay, the rule of law does not mean anything to Democrats because of the fact that multiple Democrats in positions of power broke laws in the past and never got prosecuted for them. You can see that Obama took a bunch of classified documents to his house. So did Joe Biden, and so did Bill Clinton. All of these people all took classified documents out of the White House and into their house. Does it matter? No, because they don't care about it. Not only that, but also there's a whole entire list of things that Joe Biden did, like pressure Ukrainian electric manufacturers to make sure that his son was on the roll and got paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing, or else he would be looking into the energy company in Ukraine and making sure that they will be able to pay billions of dollars, if not get shut down altogether, because of the fact that the United States will be looking into them to see if they are an actual company. So, as I read through these accounts, I thought back to the motivation behind the Biden's 2020 presidential run after the 2016 election. According to the reporter, the former vice president was initially uncommitted. Then, writes DeVry, the Nazis marched through Charlottesville. A few days later, Biden wrote in The Atlantic that we are living through a battle of the soul of the nation. Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. You never saw any Nazis march through Charlottesville. What, you're talking about Trump supporters? And then that's what initiated Joe Biden's run for president? That's just stupid. I think that he was seeing things like he usually does because he's just old. He's just seeing things. He's hallucinating. So that's not a good sign for a president of America to actually have. That's definitely not a good sign. So with that being said, we do have another Federalist article. Hopefully this has more, it makes more sense than the MSNBC article. So with that being said, the only hope for Oregon's rampant homelessness is undoing extremist Democratic policies, which I completely agree with. Just outside Bend, Oregon, on Highway 97 lies the Juniper Ridge homelessness encampment, also known to some locals as Dirt World. It's so popular among the homeless as it has its own Google business page. Oh, that's crazy. As you approach the encampment, endless campers become visible over the top of the rock wall. Scattered through the forest, a burnt out vehicle lies on the side of near a camper in debris, including several porta potties, a dumpster, and a supply of drinking water. Dirt roads connect makeshift camps. Vehicles sit on the circle, a makeshift fortress surrounded by a wall of tarp. Broken glass, garbage, and spray-painted signs mark on the ground. A man died there last year after a dog attack, according to the bulletin, and a nearby horse boarding business shut down because it became too dangerous for customers to ride, KTTVZ reported. The crimes reported in these encampments cover the full range and include assaults, weapon offenses, sexual assaults, arsons, and homicide. Dutchess County District Attorney Steve Gunnels said, thanks to the radical Democratic housing and drug policies, rural Oregon has been battling homelessness and resulting crime for years. But with pending reforms in the upcoming Supreme Court ruling this June, some local leaders see light at the end of the dirty encampment tunnel, which is kind of funny that they say that. But the thing is, at the same time, they need to clear this out. This is not a good look whatsoever. This is supposed to be something that the citizens of the state can actually use, and now they can't use it because there's so many people there just blocking the road. So that's not good at all. Businesses have to shut down now. As soon as a business has to shut down because of homelessness, then you need to say, no, you're moving out of here. You're moving out of here today. Moving on to the article here. Gunnels, however, said that he hopes the homeless crisis will improve with two developments. The Supreme Court's expedited ruling on Grants Pass v. Johnson, which will override a previous decision protecting the unavoidably consequences of homelessness, and the Reform Measure 110, which gave Oregon the nation's most comprehensive drug laws in 2020. Communities across America have been struggling rates of homelessness, with a 12% overall increase in 2022 to 2023, according to the Department of Housing and Urban Development. In Oregon, the number of increased 16% from 2022 to 2023. In Central Oregon, it increased 28%. This is despite President Joe Biden's ambitious goal announced in 2022 to reduce homelessness 25% by 2025. Biden's strategy includes the unproven and often failed Housing First policy, which aims to prevent people from becoming homelessness, address inequalities, and disproportionately impacted underserved communities, including people of color and other marginalized groups, and help cities and states reduce unsheltered homelessness, which does not make any sense because of the fact that these people are, most of them, addicted to drugs, and that's because of the fact that they spent all of their money on drugs so many years and years and years that they became addicted to drugs. They didn't have enough money to pay for their house, and then they lost their house. Now they're homeless. And then every single time they get money, they choose to go and buy drugs instead of actually spending money on what they need to go spend money on, like food, water, stuff like that. They choose to go and spend the money on drugs because of the fact that with you going to the homeless shelter, you need to be clean. They take a drug test, and if you are found to actually have any drugs inside of your body, then they will automatically just kick you out. And of course, once you have a house and stuff like that, or once you have like a shelter to stay in for the couple of days, you just ruined it because of the fact that you will now get kicked out because you are on drugs. So that's because of the fact that these people are addicted to drugs. They should not even have access to these kinds of drugs at all. But once they are addicted, they're hooked, and they will do whatever they can to actually get these drugs back inside of their body. It's disgusting. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this episode. I know that I did an episode earlier today on the Pride celebrations that's happening happening throughout America. That was actually supposed to be released yesterday, but it just would not upload fast enough for me to actually post it. So that's posted today. If you do want to check it out, I will link it right here. You can just click the box that's going to be right here or right here. And it's also going to be in the eye up top, which is probably going to be on this side, but it could be on this side too. I don't know. Whatever side it's on. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And I hope they have a great rest of your day. Bye.